Religious fundamentalists have a different outlook on homosexuality than many atheists and secular individuals. Fundamentalists see gay people as upsetting the natural order and offending God by their decision to engage in gay sex and relationships. Many secular people, but not all, tend to see a genetic component to homosexuality. Because many non-religious people are invested in reason and science, many do not find any harm in gay marriage or relationships. They are generally supporters of gay rights. This section will deal with one incident that is still pending, the issue of gay marriage in California. At present, 5 states in the United States, Massachusetts, Iowa, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Washington, D.C. have legalized gay marriage. The California issue is an exemplar of the interference brought by religious fundamentalists on questions of civil rights. Proposition 8, or the California Marriage Protection Act, was passed by voters in 2008. The measure had added a new provision to the California state constitution, which provides that only marriage between a man and woman is valid and recognized in California. Proposition 8 overturned the California Supreme Court's ruling that same-sex couples had a right to marry. Proposition 8 was helped to pass by religious fundamentalists, particularly the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints, the Mormon Church. Groups in California who are working to pass Prop 8 have admitted that 45% of the out-of-state money to help their cause came from Utah, the headquarters of the Mormon Church. 80 to 90% of the young volunteers who went from door to door educating voters were Mormons. Public opinion, which had been against Prop 8, changed near the election, and the measure passed. Proponents of the measure argued that heterosexuality was an essential institution of society, that gay marriages would result in public schools saying gay marriage is okay, that gays did not have the right to redefine marriage for everyone else. Opponents of Prop 8 argued that the California Constitution should guarantee the same rights and freedom to everyone, and that the proposition mandated one set of rules for gay and lesbian couples and another set for everyone else. They argued that equality under the law is a federal constitutional guarantee. On appeal, in the Strauss versus Horton case, the California Supreme Court upheld Prop 8, but allowed previous same-sex marriages to stand. A U.S. District Judge, Vaughn R. Walker, overturned Prop 8 in 2010, but issued a stay on same-sex marriage pending appeal. At this writing, on February 12, 2012, the Ninth Circuit Court of California struck Prop 8 down as unconstitutional. The decision stated the law violates the 14th Amendment rights of gay couples to equal protection under the law. Gay marriage is still on hold pending appeals. It will likely be decided on equal protection by the U.S. Supreme Court. Animal rights. God gives to man authority over all created on earth. Genesis 1:28. Animals are not made in the likeness of God. Genesis 1:26-27. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea. Into your hands are they delivered. Genesis 9:1-2. Man's relation to other species, the Old Testament of the Christian Bible. As with so many areas of human rights, animal rights is also held back by certain religious textualizing. In the Christian Bible, God creates man as the overlord of all the species. Some Christians interpret man's authority over animals as a dictum to be good caretakers. But the notion of man's superiority has helped lead to specious concepts that allow people to kill, eat, hunt for pleasure, and torture animals in medical experiments. We use animals as entertainment, as transport, and as unpaid workers. A very controversial topic is what is to be done with experiments on animals to help humans. Many cosmetic companies have stopped the egregious practice of testing makeup products for humans on animals. It is now up for debate what guidelines humans need to follow when conducting medical experiments on animals to aid humans. Many classical Western philosophers did not see anything unethical in man's treatment of animals because they did not believe animals could think. Descartes, the 17th century philosopher, thought that animals were machines that did not think or feel pain. He maintained that an animal screaming in pain is like a chiming clock. Kant thought that cruelty to animals was wrong, but only because if people practiced that kind of cruelty, they would become inured to suffering and begin to be cruel to their fellow men. Wittgenstein, the great 20th century philosopher, came to the conclusion that as one cannot think without language, animals could not be conscious. The utilitarian philosopher of the 19th century, Jeremy Bentham, made a breakthrough when he asked concerning animals, can they suffer? Peter Singer, the 21st century neo-utilitarian philosopher, makes the same point as Bentham, but carries the concept to its logical conclusion. He states that there are mentally disabled humans in our community now who are unable to communicate at all. But who would say they didn't have equal human rights, especially the right to be free from pain? There is a person's argument, which considers being human as meeting certain criteria, such as being wholly rational, able to use language, set goals, and have some sort of self-awareness, memory, and so on. Such criteria might exclude animals, but would it not exclude a human in a terminal coma too? There is abundant evidence that some animals meet some of the criteria of personhood: great apes, whales, dolphins, and others. Gorillas and chimpanzees have much the same mental attributes as 2- or 3-year-old human children. It has become apparent that animals differ from us in degree and not in kind. They cannot speak for themselves nor seek justice from the courts. They are deserving of protective rights, and it is up to concerned humans to speak for them and provide them freedom from cruelty and pain.